Poet Laureates, an introduction. The office of Poet Laureate is a high honour amongst poets. The ancient Greeks had the idea first, and their heroes and poets wore wreaths of laurel in honour of the god Apollo. Many countries now have a laureate, as do many societies and organisations. But perhaps ranked first among them all is that of our own Poet Laureate. Unfortunately, no single authentic definitive record exists of the office of Poet Laureate of England. In some form it can be traced back to 1189 and Richard Canonicus, who was employed by Richard I with the title Versificator Regis. It is said that Geoffrey Chaucer was called Poet Laureate, being granted in 1389 an annual allowance of wine. After that there were a succession of volunteer laureates. It is not until 1617 that King James I created the post as it is known today for Ben Jonson, although it appears not to have been a formal appointment. That formality, the title of Poet Laureate as a royal office, was first conferred by letters patent on John Drydon in 1670. And from there we have procession of outstanding poets, among them William Wordsworth, Alfred Lord Tennyson and Alfred Austin. That might be a slightly dry background, but does bring about the remarkable timeline of 800 years of poets having an official position at court or state. Here in Volume 1 we tried to put together the early centuries of this office. The works are read and narrated by Gisela Rowe and Richard Midgley.
Sonnet. One day I wrote her name upon the strand. By Edmund Spenser. One day I wrote her name upon the strand, but came the waves and washed it away. Again I wrote it with a second hand, but came the tide, and made my pains his prey. Vain man, said she, thou dost in vain essay a mortal thing so to immortalize, for I myself shall like to this decay, and eke my name be wiped out likewise. Not so, quoth I. Let baser things devise to die in dust, but you shall live by fame. My verse your virtues rare shall eternize, and in the heavens write your glorious name. Where, when as death shall all the world subdue, our love shall live, and later life renew.
To Heaven by Ben Jonson. Good and great God, can I not think of thee, but it must straight my melancholy be? Is it interpreted in me disease, that laden with my sins I seek for ease? O be thou witness that the reins dost know, and hearts of all, if I be sad for show, and judge me after, if I dare pretend to aught but grace, or aim at other end. As thou art all, so be thou all to me, first, midst, and last, converted one and three. My faith, my hope, my love, and in this state my judge, my witness, and my advocate. Where have I been this while exiled from thee, and whither rapt, now thou but stoop'st to me? Dwell, dwell here still. O being everywhere, how can I doubt to find thee ever here? I know my state, both full of shame and scorn, conceived in sin and unto labour born, standing with fear and must with horror fall, and destined unto judgment after all. I feel my griefs too, and there scarce is ground upon my flesh to inflict another wound. Yet dare I not complain, or wish for death with holy Paul, lest it be thought the breath of discontent, or that these prayers be for weariness of life, not love of thee.
Ladies in Arms by William Davenant. Let us live, live, for being dead, the pretty spots, ribbons and knots, and the fine French dress for the head, no lady wears upon her in the cold, cold bed of honour. Beat down our grottos and hew down our bowers, dig up our arbours and root up our flowers. Our gardens are bulwarks and bastions become. then hang up our lute, we must sing to the drum. Our patches and our curls, so exact in each station, our powders and our pearls are now out of fashion. Hence with our needles, and give us your spades. We that were ladies grow coarse as our maids. Our coaches have driven us to balls at the court. We now must drive barrows to earth up the fort.
Incantation to Oedipus by John Drydon. Choose the darkest part of the grove, such as ghosts at noonday love. Dig a trench and dig it nigh, where the bones of Laius lie. Altars raised of turf or stone, will the infernal powers have none? Answer me if this be done. 'Tis done. Is the sacrifice made fit? Draw her backward to the pit. Draw the barren heifer back. Barren let her be in black. Cut the curled hair that grows full betwixt her hair and brows, and turn your faces from the sun. Answer me if this be done. 'Tis done. Pour in blood, and blood like wine, to Mother Earth and Proserpine. Mingle milk into the stream. Feast the ghosts that love the steam. Snatch a brand from funeral pile. Toss it in to make them boil. And turn your faces from the sun. Answer me if this be done. 'Tis done.